One of the coronavirus stories we are watching today, cases coming from a spin studio in Hamilton, Ontario. In fact, at least 61 cases tied to a very large outbreak at a spin co. Laura's looking into this. Still plenty of questions about this situation, Laura. So take us through what we know so far.
So officials are saying that it appears Spin Co, the studio here, followed all the rules, all the guidelines, but that one asymptomatic client came to a class, or potentially more than one class, and infected others who then infected their own families, friends or other contacts, and that's why it's spread into such a big outbreak. So officials are trying to track down what went wrong here. They are investigating how a studio that had spaced the bikes out 6 feet apart, was requiring people to wear masks except for when they were on the bike, but they had to put it on or as soon as they got off the bike, or take it off, when they were sitting on it, when they turned down the music so there was no yelling, how all these measures didn't stop this happening. And they are warning, Heather, that there could be more cases to come, though officials in Hamilton interestingly saying they're not doing specific contact tracing for this outbreak. We've seen a statement from Spin Co about all of this. They say that they're devastated by the impact that the virus is having on their community, that they wish those affected a quick and full recovery. They go on to say they care deeply about the community and will continue to follow the guidance of their public health authority. Worth noting that Hamilton is allowed to keep its gyms, its fitness studios open, even though nearby Toronto and Peel have theirs shut as of last week. Local officials do have the power to close down things like this in Hamilton, but what we're hearing from their medical officer of health is they're going to take the time to investigate what went wrong before they shut down any businesses, Heather.
So interesting, Laura, because we're also hearing about what's going on in Toronto. Toronto, one of the 3 provincial hotspots, and gyms as a result since the weekend closed right now. But we're hearing in some of our CBC News reporting that people who are looking for a workout are willing to travel quite a distance to get it, and that's causing all sorts of new concerns.
That's right. So if you are a member of a gym that's a chain, for instance, you might think, well, I can't go in Toronto, so I'll just drive out of town. And that's exactly what you're looking at there. Markham, just north of Toronto. Big lines where there were no lines a week ago because people from Toronto lining up to go to a gym out of town. That's got some of those other clients of the gyms worried. It's got local officials worried as well. Some gyms are blocking those out of town members from coming in. They're calling them if they try and book a class to say, no, sorry, you can't come at this point. But not all gyms are doing that. And our reporter Chris Glover spoke to one gym manager from Markham about what's going wrong up there. He said there's a loophole involved. Take a listen.
Was the initial measure of, hey, let's freeze these people, so it does come to their awareness that they no longer have access to their particular clubs. However, it's a very easy loophole to get around from these members, which is they just go into any open available club and they'll just scan in and unfreeze their memberships.
So with loopholes like that, the province is facing questions. Should they be shutting down all gyms? Should they indeed be shutting down gyms in Hamilton, where that Spin Co studio is located? Yesterday, Premier Doug Ford saying there are no plans to do so at this point. Take a listen to him.
I'm just praying we don't have to expand this and everyone just keep following the protocols, and let's get these numbers down. Because I'll tell you, it's painful doing what we had to do last week. There's a lot of really great fitness facilities and gyms that are following really tight guidelines and protocols.
So you heard the Premier there saying he's praying they don't have to expand that. We'll be watching in the coming days, but certainly with those Hamilton cases, Heather, and with Torontonians heading out of town to hit the gym, there are a lot of questions being asked about whether it's appropriate to keep any of those fitness studios open at this point.
Laura, thank you very much.